Nothing in these videos are intended to replace, diagnose, or suggest you stop seeing your doctor. Nothing in these videos are intended to replace, diagnose, or suggest you stop taking your medication. The information in these videos are presented as the laws and commandments of the Most High Elohim Yah. If you are convinced after viewing these videos of the healing power and health properties inherent in Yahweh's creation, you are encouraged to follow His way of health and healing. We live by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High, and He is the one that gave us the specific food items to eat. His dietary laws have been proven to sustain life and keep the temple healthy, to the esteem of the Most High Elohim Yah. How dangerous is FDA-approved medicines? CDC says overdose deaths involving prescription opioids were 5 times higher in 2016 than 1999, and sales of these prescription drugs have quadrupled out of the 783,936 annual deaths from conventional medicine mistakes. Approximately 106,000 of those are the result of prescription drug use. According to the Journal of the American Medical Association, 290 people in the United States are killed by prescription drugs every day. This information is from the Journal of the American Medical Association, Volume 284, Number 4, Johns Hopkins School of Hygiene and Public Health. As in all my posts, I introduce the subject matter experts on these topics in an effort to sway your thinking on the dangers and deliberate design for your health demise.
My name is Peter Goetje. I'm a director of the Nordic Cochrane Center in Copenhagen and professor of research design and analysis at the University of Copenhagen. 2 years ago, I found out that our prescription drugs are the 3rd leading cause of death after heart disease and cancer. Our drugs kill around 200,000 people in America every year, and half of these people die while they do what their doctors told them. So they die because of the side effects. The other half die because of errors. And it's often the doctors that make the errors, because any drug may come with 20, 30, or 40 warnings, contraindications, precautions, and so on. No doctor in the world knows about all this. So they give patients drugs that they should not have given them, that interact dangerously with other drugs or food items or so on. And then the patients die. That's the other half.
I served in the ministry for over 30 years in the traditional Christian charismatic belief system. I have personally known and interacted with ministers and church people who were on multiple prescribed medicines, myself included. My father, the late evangelist Leo Durden, also was on medicine attempting to control hypertension. Prescription medicine has been a kind of necessary evil for all those who are taking them. Ministers, especially black ministers, did not teach the prescribed medicine of health as revealed in the scriptures. Hence, a critical reason many people have died while taking their medicine. Death has never been the will of Yahweh, but was introduced when Adam disobeyed his word. Subsequently, we today continue to disobey his word and have been indoctrinated into believing and receiving the medicine of applied science, the result of which kills thousands of people every single year. Something is drastically wrong with this picture. Don't you agree?
That much of what the drug industry does fulfills the criteria for organized crime in US law. And they behave in many ways like the mafia does. They corrupt everyone they can corrupt. They have bought every type of person, even including ministers of health in some countries. So there is a huge amount of corruption.
In fact, what the pharmaceutical industry is in the business of doing is disease maintenance and symptoms management. They are not in the business to cure cancer, to cure Alzheimer's, to cure heart disease, because if they were, they would be in the business of putting themselves out of business, and that in fact doesn't make sense.
And finally, new rule, if you believe you need to take all the pills the pharmaceutical industry says you do, then you're already on drugs.
That's why I wrote my book, Deadly Medicines and Organized Crime, how Big Pharma has corrupted healthcare. I hope to convince patients not to take so many drugs because so many die from the drugs they take.
There have been faith teachers, faith healers that have come and gone, and many of us have walked that path. But the true path to healing and health has already been recorded in the Scripture of Truth. In part 1 of this series, A Healing Message, I introduced the ministry of my friend Nathaniel Jordan. His ministry is worth more than the value of gold. He teaches the people of Yahweh how to biblically take care of the temple. I will end this series of A Healing Message with the most profound teaching of my brother, Nathaniel Jordan.
Our high meat and dairy diet is an unsung cause in the epidemic of violence destroying our communities. You see, when you impair blood flow to your brain, there are nutrients that control behavior right in here that gets turned off with your diet. Oh yeah. And so I want you to witness the genocide at work. There's a neurotransmitter called GABA. It controls anxiety and fear. The high animal diet turns it off. There's a nutrient called taurine. It controls your ability to not have mood swings, to not throw temper tantrums. When you remove taurine from your brain, you go insane. There's a nutrient called glutamine. It controls your ability to pay attention. It controls your ability not to have aggressive behavior. The diet is turning it off. This is epigenetics at work. This is the making of a people into sociopaths so they can demonize them and then eventually justify their extermination. Melatonin controls blood pressure, behavior, aggressiveness, and growth and development. Vitamin B6 controls serotonin. That's the feel-good hormone that handles stress. Without serotonin, you get stressed out when the teacher tells you to do something, so you cuss them out. Without serotonin, somebody step on your new pair of overpriced Jordans and you're ready to shoot. Without serotonin, you can't be in a productive relationship because everything that happens, you snap. These are nutrients in the brain that can't work because of our diet, and we wonder why we have so many angry youth and so much gang violence and so many school shootings, and nobody is talking about the diet. I know that one day wellness will roll down like waters and healing as a mighty stream. And what a glorious day that will be when complete mental healing in our black youth have occurred. And so therefore the blood and the Crip will beat their guns into plowshares and their knives into pruning hooks. And even throughout our most violent communities, they will no longer learn to war against each other anymore. And it's in that day when we have no more mental illness, no more heart attack, no more stroke, no more autism, no more autoimmune disease, no more premature death from diet-induced disease. We'll be able to finally proclaim not that old civil rights anthem, not in a hopeful, futuristic sense. No, one day we'll be able to say in an accomplished past tense that we overcame. We overcame. Deep in our hearts, we did believe that we would overcome. God bless you all.
And this concludes part 6 and the complete series of A Healing Message. Please visit my YouTube page to view the entire series, part 1 through 6, at Tim Durden 1. The knowledge of how to take care of the temple is the will of the Most High, Elohim Yah. This message is critical to the obedience of the Most High. I hope you were enlightened, encouraged, and made free from this message. Always to the esteem of the Most High, Elohim Yah. Shalom wa barawak akwa akwat.